When it comes to A-list star power, Broadway shows don't get any bigger than this. Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal leading the revival of Othello this spring. Let's send it out to Paul Wontorek.
Back on the boards, together this time. How does it feel to be like in the thick of it?
Weird right now being here because we should be in rehearsal.
Taking up our rehearsal time.
Yeah, you're taking up our rehearsal time.
Get me back in the room.
Yeah, exactly. A lot, we're having fun in the room. Kenny's breaking us down now. He's not accepting less than the truth.
I mean, Othello and Iago, this is like a classic pair up, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, well, and what Kenny's doing, he keeps calling it the near future.
Okay.
So it's cell phones, watches, and not in a gimmicky way.
Yeah.
I have a line about I do acknowledge with a natural and prompt alacrity for hardness, and whatever it is, he talks about his thrice-driven bed of down, which is war. So it's like Desert Storm, and so all the research we find online is about those wars and what it does to us, and PTSD seizures and PTSD period. And so it's in your face. It's now. We don't get to hide behind sandals and flowery language. We're in each other's face, and we love it.
When you get the call about something like this, how did this actually come together?
We were doing Gladiator, and the old actors were sitting up in the stands watching a young kid run around, jump around, kill stuff. And we were talking about play, a lot of Brits, and they were talking about what they were doing, RSC, this, that, and somehow we got around to Shakespeare and got around to Othello, and I was like, oh no, I'm too old for that. And they're like, no, you're absolutely not. You should play it. Now's the time to play it. I'm like, really? You think so? He's like, yes. And I guess I called Kenny.
And I don't know how much longer than that, but then they called me, and I had not done Shakespeare professionally.
Yeah, just at home.
Just at home, just generally nightly, which was interesting. I've been playing here. I had lines memorized since I was 6 for Iago, so it works out really well. I obviously knew Othello as a play, but was not well versed in it. And I read it and went, I don't know if I can do it. But I'm not gonna do it. But the idea of being able to work with Denzel on anything, let alone this, where the choices are endless, they're infinite. We were liking it to like every soliloquy, every exchange is like a slalom, and you're hoping to get through at least 6 of the 12 flags, do it to triumph, So to me, it was just like, work for a year, man. Get your knowledge under your belt of Shakespeare. You can bring the other tools of the other stuff. That's there, and that's kind of how it's gone.
Denzel, you started on the New York stage, and you have really shown a commitment to coming back, and you are now, a younger actor following in the same sort of inspiration, I think, of someone like Denzel, who really balances things. Did you get an itch to like get up there and like tackle a new one?
Yes, and I'm scratching it. I'm scratching that itch. We both started in the theater. I wasn't a film or television actor. I was a theater actor first. And there was a thing called tuition around children, so bills had to be paid. So for about 15 years, between 1990 and 2005, I stayed and did movies and then went home. And since 2005, this is the 4th show I've done on Broadway in the last 20 years.
You've both taken incredible risks in your careers, and I love seeing what you choose to do, and especially your stage work. Sondheim and Seymour and Little Shop of Horrors and one-man show, basically, and your roles, I mean, are...
Wait, okay, so you sounded like you haven't been on stage. No. So when did you do that? Which one was it, Seymour?
I did Seymour many years ago, but I did. It's interesting because, Iago has a lot of soliloquies in the show, and I did do this show called Seawall Life, which was an hour-long monologue. Now, because of the year with that piece, being alone on a stage with an audience, now these soliloquies come and I realized, now I know why I did that show, was to be able to then come to be able to do this.
And then Seymour and Little Shop, how does that apply to Othello?
It's musical. It's musical. I mean, it is musical. I mean, Shakespeare is musical. I think there is a rhythm and a melody.
Sure.
There is no downbeat per se. You can play a little bit more jazz on top of it, but there is. It requires a sense of musicality and a real sense of rhythm, exchange, and listening, not only in an acting sense, in a human sense, but in a musical sense.
Denzel, do you still feel like when you jump into something like this, do you still feel like the excitement of discovery when you enter something like this?
It's the excitement of the material and the collaborators. You know, Kenny's vision, the actors. It's the excitement of being together as a unit. The clock's ticking. It's the excitement of now, you know, and where I am in my own life and bringing 70 years of experience, life experience to it.
Yeah.
So it's an exciting time for me, personally and professionally.
You know, I actually went to Fordham at Lincoln Center.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, in the 90s, and at that point, they were still talking about your Othello, because
Oh, yeah?
I was actually the first place you did it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I know, like, Jose Ferrer, actually. Like,
Yeah,
all
he
these
came to
people,
see it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
caused quite
yeah.
a stir as a student.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
He just
yeah.
said you were too young, so.
Yeah, I was. Well, he came because Robinson Stone, my English teacher, they did the 1943 and 45 production with Paul Robeson. Oh, speaking of Lincoln Center, I literally did this. This is how green I was. I would go over and listen to the record. I don't know if it was Robeson, but they had records.
Wow.
Sure.
Yeah,
they would
so
make the
I would
vinyl.
play
Yeah.
it and just try to sound like it wasn't Robeson. I forgot who it was.
Wow.
You know, and I just was like, because I didn't know what I was. Ignorance is bliss. I had no idea what I was doing, but they kept saying I am the iambic pentameter. So it was all, you know, refreshing and new and exciting. I had only been an actor 16 months.
Yeah.
You know, so it was all new and fun, and it was like, wow, this language and all of that. So, like I said, ignorance is bliss.
What are you most looking forward to the run, actually getting into the rhythm of 8 shows a week and getting on stage every night and doing those scenes? And what do you most look forward to?
You know, we'll wrap this up the beginning of June, and
Yeah.
I hope, you know, we will hope only discover just a little bit of what it can offer, you know. But every single night, pretty much digging into this material, even when you're tired at some point, or you know, the enthusiasm of an audience. To me, the fact that people seem excited about this show, to be able to come out every night to an audience that will be excited,
Absolutely.
is a feeling that is unmatched in any form of what we do.